Hey everybody, welcome back to James Draws Everything. Drawing every country in the world's flag, all the things, all the stuff. And today going back into Africa, kind of off the coast of West Africa here. And we're going to be doing the island nation of Cabo Verde. Alright, so Cabo Verde also means Cape Verde. Right, they used to be called that before they changed it to Cabo Verde. And this place has a lot of Portuguese traditions in it, right? It was one of the early Portuguese colonies in Africa. And also, although it doesn't really affect them much, kind of home to some real nasty weather patterns, right? So a lot of nasty hurricanes and storms that, hit the east coast of the United States. They actually kind of start off in this part of the world, right? Just whatever it is, just something with those weather conditions, all the warm and cold currents kind of intersect, and then they send those storms on their way. They pack their bags and head out west. But yeah, kind of a cool place, I think. It's island country, but then there's also a lot of kind of variety on a lot of these islands. Like some of these islands are all deserts. We'll get to all of that. So the Portuguese discover and colonize the islands in the 15th century, and it was actually uninhabited. So there was no indigenous population there before the Portuguese showed up. Then it became like a trading center. Slaves were later brought there from mainland Africa, and kind of just like a pit stop, right, for coaling and resupplying, like on your way out west to the Americas. This is another one where the flag, it's definitely its own thing. I can't really think of any other ones that sort of have this pattern. And it's got my favorite thing to draw, right? Stars. My mortal enemy, trying to draw stars at this size. That's always a pain. It's got quite a few of them too. So we'll manage. So this place is kind of like a little Brazil, right? So a lot of Portuguese influence, but then there's the African influence there as well. And these people have kind of been together for so long, they basically sort of create like a new race of people, right? So kind of like a Creole sort of culture down there in Cabo Verde. Okay, so this white stripe, we gotta figure out where this has got to be first, and then I want to get to those stars. So as you know, this gains independence from Portugal. Can you guess what year? If you've watched a few of my Portugal videos or any of my Portuguese African countries, 1975, right? So remember, the Portuguese did not give up to the international community without a fight, right? They held on to their territories a lot longer than, say, the British and the French. So 1975 was the year of the Carnation Revolution. Everybody said, you know what, Portugal, you can't have any more colonies. And they're like, you want to make me? Like, you gonna... But by that time, again, Portugal was kind of going some internal issues with liberalization of government. Salazar, the great philosopher king, is dead by that point. So Portugal, just kind of becomes just another European country and gives up all their African possessions. Even though this place, again, nobody was there before the Portuguese. This was an uninhabited island. But, facts, all that stuff, that doesn't matter, right? So it's just the story, the narrative. So they had a one-party system until multi-party elections were held in 1990. They are one of the most stable governments in Africa, probably because, again, there was nothing there first. So everything that was set up there was set up by the Portuguese, right? All the infrastructure, all the administrative like what's the word I'm looking for, like roles, and in the country, so that they can keep the lights on. And yeah, so stable economy. Again, it's not in Africa really, but it's considered African because it's off that coast. And they have a big expat population though, so there's more people outside of Cabo Verde than inside it, right? So it's a problem that a lot of countries have now, right, where they're kind of losing their best and brightest. Oh boy, and I already hate this. Oh, James, stars, your least favorite. Okay, so I think we got it. And then there's going to be a couple more inside, right? They kind of make like a circle, like they go around, but then they go inside this little white band as well. Real pain. All right. Yeah, so you might be wondering, like, James, well, why does you said this place was pretty stable for an African country. Why does it have a big emigration problem? Well, it's an island country, but they're very dry, like a lot of the land there, right? Like, so it is kind of not like very fertile land, as far as like doing things with it and whatnot. Hold on a minute here. Okay, I don't know why my TV just started to go off. What? Jeez. All right. Blowing it live here today. Yeah, so they just they go for a lot of them just kind of go to the United States. I guess there's like a big population in like Boston and then Western Europe too. So they find work there. Okay, so I think we got our stars in the right place here. And these are going to be yellow. Yeah, and they do still have some relationships with the Portuguese, right? Because all the people on the islands, right? It's not just one island. All the people on the islands, that's their DNA, right? They've got Portuguese in their blood, so they have friendly relations with Portugal. A lot of the former Portuguese colonies as well in Africa, just kind of sharing that that heritage. And remember, Portugal too also had what was called pluricontinentalism, right? So the quote unquote colonies of Portugal, they were administered a little bit differently than just like regular colonies from those evil colonizers, or when you were in the Portuguese Empire, right? And especially with like Brazil, that was actually part of Portugal proper, right? Like even with like Brazil, the Portuguese king and queen lived in Brazil. They actually relocated the capital there. So Portugal had kind of their own way of doing things when it came to colonizing good old Africa. And I don't even know if you could call this colonizing though, because nobody was on the Cabo Verde Islands, until the Portuguese showed up. So in my opinion, it's fair game, right? You take it. Okay, so we're almost done here. And this is just one of those patterns that's just kind of a pain. Sort of like that Tuvalu flag that we did, where the stars, they're not even like the same orientation. At least the stars are in like the same position here. Because yeah, that flag was quite a pain. Okay. Just got to be a little careful here too, because blue, very dark, you know, kind of swallows up all the details on this. But here we go. All right, so get yellow stars. And then let's see, I'm going to get out a micro pen because you're not going to see my yellow on the white. So it's just got 4 more stars right in the middle here. So kind of one in the white, and then on the other side. So just to give it a tiny little oomph, we're just gonna give a little bit of an outline before we go in with that yellow. Alright, so now let's see. We've got, okay, perfect. That way it's not just getting lost in that white there. Alright, so that is the flag of Cabo Verde, right? And kind of a quick one today, well, as far as like the history and stuff, because again, nobody was here, right? This was vacant real estate until the 15th century, so they don't have, you know, very long-running like ancestral history or Roman Empire or anything like that. None of that to talk about here, really. Just kind of sitting out there until the Portuguese came and set up a little pit stop in the Atlantic Ocean. All right, but yeah, it's pretty cool, I think. So let's see, Cabo Verde, right? It used to be Cape Verde. The correct country name is Cabo Verde now, and we've got some unequal bands here, right? We got the 2 big blue ones, and then the white, red, white, and 10 stars, right? So the blue is the sea and the sky. I don't know which one's what, but you take your pick. That's the sea, that's the sky, I guess. And then the circle of stars represents the 10 major islands united into a one nation, right? So it is 10 islands in this country. And the stripes symbolize the road to forming a country through peace, the white, and effort, the red. Peace and effort. Cutting through 10 island stars on a sea of blue, a sky of blue. Take your pick. But yeah, that's Cabo Verde. And let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you on the next video.